Hi everybody, I'm shooting this video today because for a while now I've really thought that I want to put some videos out there that would help other TIs with what they're going through and what I'm going through, of course. I really feel that in the TI community that if we can all empower ourselves and we can all learn some basic skills to learn how to win the battle every day and really work our absolute peak, then as a community going forward we can really win this battle in much quicker time and while enjoying the process, hopefully. So I'm going to do this tip tonight. I'm going to call it an empowerment tip. And if I feel they're going well, and I get a good response, and I'm going to keep doing some more, hopefully, and we'll see where we go from here. So the first thing I'm going to speak about tonight is what I believe is the most fundamental skill, not just for any TI, but for any person in any walk of life, but especially for TIs. What is the most important skill? Or what is the most important piece of knowledge that a TI should have to get through this experience? Well, I believe, for me, and what I've seen and what I've worked with my clients, is that the number one thing that anyone needs in this life to really feel peace and strength and happiness and love and all of these good things is to have an experience or a knowledge of something greater than themselves. So I'll give an example of what not having any experience, knowledge or connection to anything bigger than themselves might look like. Someone who doesn't have a connection to anything bigger than themselves will typically they'll always be in their head. They'll always be stressed out. They'll always be focusing on the little things that don't matter. They'll always be dramatising everything. They may even be in a state of trauma, if they let it get to extreme, a state of anxiety. And they have no meaning, they have no purpose in their life. And the reason they have no meaning or no purpose and they're stuck in this state of stress and anxiety is because they believe that who they are is just them in this body, just as a physical body. There's nothing else, that they're not connected to anything outside of them. They have no real connection to anything deeper within themselves, or maybe something deeper within themselves that is an expression of all that is around them. And all they believe in is this: I am this physical body in this world doing these physical things and interacting with everyone in a very physical way. And when someone is experiencing life like that, they're going to have problems. They're going to have more stress and more problems simply because of their perspective and the way that they're seeing things. It's this idea of separation. They see themselves as a separate being to everyone else, as a separate person, as a separate being with no connection and no understanding of anything greater than themselves, no belief in anything greater than themselves. So because of this, everything is stressful. They have no perspective. If they do something and they fail, then it's because of them. It's all because of them, and the blame is likely to be a lot greater. Their criticism of themselves is likely to be a lot greater. They can't give it any contextual meaning, and it's hard. It's hard for a person that doesn't believe in anything bigger than themselves, because in a sense there's no meaning, there's no purpose, and there's no sense of relief, there's no outlet. So what am I recommending instead? I'm recommending that for every TI who's watching this video, whether you've come across anything regarding what I'm saying in the past or not, is to really take this idea on board, is that whatever you're doing from leaving this video and going forward, is that you find something that gives you a greater sense of purpose, something that is bigger than yourself, a connection that's bigger than yourself, and a purpose that is bigger than yourself. That purpose, for example, might be helping people become free, targeting individuals come free, and allowing or notifying your government to the point that they pass laws, or whatever. It might be forming local community groups that help. Whatever your purpose is fine for you, is good for you, but we need a greater purpose, and we need a greater connection to something bigger than ourselves. So that is the first step, the bigger connection to something bigger than ourselves. So how can we gain a connection bigger than ourselves? Well, firstly, I think we need to be able to define it. So to define something bigger than themselves, some people might call this the universe. They might say we're connected to the universe and this is bigger than ourselves. Or they might call it God, or whatever. Or they might call it energy. If you're a scientist, you might call it energy. There are many different ways to describe and experience what is bigger than ourselves, but essentially it comes from the fact that we are essentially all one, that we're all connected, whether you call that through energy, as quantum physicists have proven we're connected through energy, or whether you call it through God, that we're connected to our brothers and our sisters and our, the people in our lives. We are connected to something bigger than ourselves. So whatever you call it, I encourage you now to just take these ideas on board and start exploring with that and questioning this idea in your life to come to some answers on this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a technique in this video to help you put yourself into that connection with something greater than yourself. So the way that we can do this is by connecting back into our own soul, connecting back into who we really are, to who we really are on the deepest level. And I know because a lot of TIs have really lost that sense of self and that sense of connection to themselves. A lot of the time you can feel very dissociated, and you can feel very almost like you're not quite you, and you're lost, and there's so much going on up here that you can't connect into yourself. You can't feel yourself, you can't feel your emotions, and you can't feel that sense of spirit, that sense of awareness, or that sense of strength, that sense of surety, that sense of confidence inside, that sense of who you are. So this is what I'm going to teach tonight with this simple technique. So if you'd just like to follow my voice, and if you just like to, if with your back straight, this can be a simple meditation technique. So if you just like to shut your eyes and just simply focus on the breathing as it goes in through the nose and out through the nose, and simply just focus on the breath as you feel the sensations move in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. And just feel the breath as it passes above the upper lip, and just feel any tiny sensations as the air moves past the upper lip. And then feel any tiny sensations on the inside of your nostrils as it moves in and out. And simply just focus on this small area, this triangle if you like, of the air moving in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. And you can feel it as it goes past the upper lip in through the nostrils and down out the nostrils. And simply just focus on your breath like this. And if you get any interrupting thoughts, then just observe these thoughts. If you get any interrupting emotions, just observe them. Just allow them to be. Just see them like passing clouds. Just observe them and know that they will soon pass. And any emotions, just observe them like passing clouds. Imagine it like you are the sky, and these clouds are just temporary, they're passing, and you are the permanent sky behind them clouds. That is your soul, that is your spirit. And now what I'd like you to do, when you've established a bit of a rhythm, I'd like you to increase the depth of your breathing. And just notice how calm you feel. And when you keep breathing in through your nose, then really just feel, if you can notice a sense of awareness that is observing these breaths, observing this breathing behind the breath, and still focusing on the breathing as it goes in through the nose and out through the nose and above the upper lip. And just see if you can get a sense of who or what is observing that breath. See if you can get a sense of your spirit or your soul that is underneath that. A sense of awareness that is observing the breath. And really connect into and feel that sense of awareness. Or as some people call it, the I am presence. And really just really sense, really get into that sensing part of yourself. It's literally just connecting and knowing that this is who you are on a deeper level. As you observe all around you, you observe the breath and you keep focusing on the breath. Maybe you can hear the clock in the background, or you can hear a passing car, and just observe all of these from your sense of awareness, from the sense of who you are. And just watch all of this, just observe. And be in the observer mode. And just observe and notice how much peace you feel. And how relaxed you feel. And know that this connection to your own soul is there underneath, no matter how challenging what you're going through may seem. And the way to experience it is through the breath. The breath leads us back to our own soul, back to our own spirit. In some cultures, spirit is even called breath. It's the same word. And just breathe really deeply and really feel that sense of relaxation, that sense of connection back into yourself, and perhaps even back into what is around you, because when we connect into our own soul, then we're able to connect into the universe, or the energy around us, or God, or whatever you want to call it. But we must connect back to our own soul first. And this is especially important as a TI because of what we're going through, because we can so easily lose connection and lose that sense of peace. And with that sense of peace is lost, we lose hope. And we have to have hope to have faith. We have to have faith to succeed. So connecting back into who you are and doing this every morning, doing this for 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the night, and just allow it to be your time where you can really connect with yourself and really love and appreciate yourself. And now I'd just like you to feel the relaxation, the strength, the peace. And just that compassion for yourself. And your loved ones. And then vowing to keep this sense of spirit inside you as you go about your day. And just say to yourself, show me strength, soul. Show me strength, spirit. And know that with that intention, with that seed, you will go into your day. And your soul will be guiding you. Your soul will be there. You'll be more aware of it. And you'll be more connected to it. And you'll stop just to observe your mind. And if you lose that sense of self, then it will remind you to be aware of your breathing. And just really sense that who is the one who is observing the breathing? Who is the one who is aware of all of this around me? All of this is occurring, is happening. And I'm just there, present, being, watching, observing. So allow yourself, as you start to open your eyes, still being aware of your breathing, still keeping that sense of awareness behind the breath, just observing the breath. Maybe you can hear some sounds around you, the clock ticking, or a car passing outside. And just allow that sense of deeper awareness, that's the I am presence, that sense of self, just to observe all this as you're still aware of your breathing, and you're still aware of all of your body and how it moves and the space it holds. And just never lose contact with that breath and that sense of who you are as you go into your day. And if you need to connect, and take some deep breaths and really start to feel that sense of presence behind the breath and behind what you're doing, and just keep connecting back in to keep strengthening that connection. And the more that you do this, the more that you will give yourself space of mind, the more you will give yourself peace. Peace will lead to hope. Hope will lead to faith. Faith will lead to action. Action will lead to success. Success will lead to freedom. So I'm going to close this video now, and I'm going to ask you perhaps just go away and think about what I've said regarding something bigger than yourself, and finding that connection, and then exploring this exercise, doing it as a meditation twice a day for 20 minutes, and then using it through your day. And if ever you lose that sense of awareness, or you get too busy or stressed, or it's getting too much, then use this as an exercise to bring back that sense of self, bring back that sense of control, that sense of peace, that sense of happiness, and that sense of love and care for yourself. So with that, thank you very much for watching, and I hope this exercise gives you a lot of benefit. And this is why I made this number one tip, or this number one foundation for living as a TI and getting through this. Thank you, much love, and I wish you much love and success moving forward, as we do as a community. Thank you.